Harambee! Eneo hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, those struggling with a bit of flu and blocked nose. And in this video, I want us to talk about something which Dennis Onyango said yesterday. Dennis Onyango is the longest serving spokesperson for Raila Odinga. Yesterday, Dennis Onyango held a function in Nyatike constituency, where he comes from. That function was attended by several leaders, including the Cabinet Secretary for Finance, who also served as the ODM party chairman. And Dennis Onyango revealed a lot of things during that event. But one thing caught my attention, which is going to form the basis of this analysis. Because according to Dennis Onyango, ODM party will have no choice other than to choose between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua in 2027. And he was very, very clear to John Mbadi and advised Mbadi to start telling ODM supporters the truth, that ODM party cannot produce a presidential candidate in 2027. And Dennis Onyango used Raila Odinga's last speech. Ladies and gentlemen, let us listen into that particular speech by Raila Odinga, where Raila Odinga told ODM supporters this.
Look at what we have signed, and we must remain as ODM. And we've signed and agreed that we'll work together up to 2027. We have not passed any resolution as a party to say how we're going to go into the election of 2027. So wherever you are, don't commit the party to some things which have not been discussed. Let those things be discussed first. We are ODM. Who's told you that ODM will not have a candidate in 2027? Who has told you? So first, think as ODM. We have a clear plan that we have negotiated and we've agreed on, and let us continue to implement that plan. Other decisions we'll take when the time comes.
Now, that speech by Raila Odinga is what has always been used by the alleged rebels, that is Sifuna, Orengo, and the group, to justify their opposition to government. And Dennis Onyango said something which it makes sense if you look at it, that the person who had the ability and the capacity to run at that time was none other than Raila Odinga. In fact, I talked to so many people about ODM future, and there was a serious feeling that Raila Odinga was going to dump Ruto in 2026. But no, that is dead. Can ODM party produce a presidential candidate? Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want us to look at that statement by Dennis Onyango and ask ourselves a few questions. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in and go straight to the first question. My first question is, can ODM as a political party produce a presidential candidate in 2027? Is it viable? Because ODM was built around Raila Odinga. At some point, Joho was emerging as a serious presidential candidate in future. Oparanya, who else? Even Edwin Sifuna is a potential presidential candidate. Or Babu Wino. Who else? So the question is, with the passing of Raila Odinga, can ODM party produce a presidential candidate in 2027. For me, if ODM party wanted to produce a presidential candidate, they can. But can that candidate win? Edwin Sifuna talked of, even if they were to give Oburu the presidential ticket, he can defeat Ruto. But is that the reality? Of course, ODM as a political party has structures. ODM has structures up to the grassroots. But with the death of Raila Odinga, who are they going to settle on? Sifuna, I doubt. If the appointment of Oburu Odinga is currently causing serious tension within the party, people like Orengo have not accepted, Nyong'o is yet to accept, even Sifuna is yet to accept that Oburu is the party leader. So who would they have picked? Because for me, in ODM party, the most viable ticket would have been Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino. That ticket can be serious if supported. But the internal politics within ODM party cannot allow that ticket in 2027. So which means in 2027, ODM party must position itself strategically to be in government the way they are in current government. And for me, if you have to ask me, Gachagua will not be on the ballot. So his name should not be there. So the choice should be between Kalonzo and William Ruto. Number two, my second question, between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, I'm talking of now the camps, where can ODM party's interest be catered for better? Can Ruto cater for the interest of ODM party better than Gachagua? The truth is, Ruto has always positioned himself as one of the ODM founding members. And that's why during the burial of Raila Odinga, he made it very clear that he would not allow ODM party to be dragged to opposition. But the question is, can he really take the interest of ODM party? For Gachagua, I don't know if Gachagua has any interest in ODM party. I doubt. Because of his brand of politics, the share politics, Rigathi can serve Kalonzo better. So assuming the choice is going to be between Kalonzo and Ruto, who can really take good care of, or the good interest of ODM party? Who between Kalonzo? Kalonzo stood with Raila Odinga 3 times. Ruto made Raila Odinga the prime minister. He honored Raila Odinga in death. So ODM party will have to make very difficult choice between Ruto and Kalonzo. The truth is, if Kalonzo Musyoka was serious, he can really disrupt William Ruto in Nyanza. Because I'm 100% sure that for William Ruto, he needs higher percentage in Nyanza, slightly over 80%. For Kalonzo, in his own calculations, if he can get 20% of Nyanza, he would be home and dry. So the question as to whether ODM interest will be best catered for in Ruto's side or Rigathi's side is something which probably with the time we'll be able to know. But I think for William Ruto, his interest is winning the presidency, which means he will be willing to sacrifice a lot for ODM party. Probably he can only change or should change ODM party after winning. But if ODM were to place interest to Ruto today, I'm 100% sure that he will meet those interests until maybe after the next election. My third question, why is Dennis Onyango dragging the name or putting the question between the choice between Ruto and Gachagua when we know Gachagua might not be on the ballot? The truth is, it is a strategy to lump Kalonzo Musyoka as Rigathi Gachagua. The truth is, majority of the Luo nation will easily pick Kalonzo. But if they see the shadow of Rigathi Gachagua behind Kalonzo, then that's going to change a bit. And that's what people like Dennis Onyango understand. That the Luos really don't, as much as they don't have problems with Gachagua, But I don't think they can choose his side. Unlike Uhuru, in fact, if the choice was between Uhuru and Ruto, then Uhuru would have upper hand. And that's why Dennis is talking of Rigathi, making a choice between Rigathi and Ruto. That's a choice which the Luo Nation will easily pick. Because this is a guy who was Deputy President, and is there anything which can be attributed to him in the Luo Nation when he was the Vice President? So they want to use that because of the fear of Kalonzo Musyoka gaining traction in the Luo Nation. And my last question, what can ODM party do between now and 2027? Is there a chance that ODM party will disintegrate? Because clearly, two camps have emerged. There's a camp supporting Ruto, then there's a camp which is not supporting Ruto. Will they be able to hold together? Because for me, the biggest priority for ODM as a political party right now, for me, the biggest one is to remain united, consolidate their support base, identify strong candidates for various seats, then embark on 2027 and sell a narrative that maybe they cannot produce a presidential candidate, or if they were to go with Ruto, then they should focus on that. If they were to go for Kalonzo, then they should pick or stick to that direction. Otherwise, I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.